Welcome. I'm Maryjo with Fourth Dimension Healing. This video is the final video in a 6-part series entitled Healing Body, Mind, Spirit with Gemstones. In the previous videos, we have taken a look at stones and crystals that can support physical healing, emotional healing, particularly as it is related to depression, anxiety, and grief and loss. And in this final video, we are going to be taking a look at several crystals and stones that can support spiritual healing, that ability to calm and quiet our mind, settle down, and open to inner guidance. Now, please keep in mind that crystal healing is considered alternative and complementary and is not intended to replace conventional medicine. The stones that I have brought today to talk with you a little bit about have a wide range of properties that I will be discussing. And so as you listen to the different stone explanations and how they work with us from a spiritual healing perspective, keep in mind what may be arising within you, because that will help guide you as to perhaps which stone or stones you would like to work with. We are going to be taking a look at amethyst, indigo gabbro, lapis lazuli, snowflake, obsidian, and sodalite. So I want to start with amethyst. Now, amethyst is one of the 5 members of the quartz family, and it is a very familiar stone to many people. It's got this beautiful purple hue, sometimes almost a pale lavender, all the way down to very, very deep, deep violet. Amethyst resonates with the wind element. The wind element is the element that clears and balances our mind when our wind element is out of balance a bit within our energy field. We experience perhaps repetitive thoughts, kind of a foggy thinking process, some confusion, a little bit of sluggishness. And so as we balance wind out within our mind and within our energy field, it can be very helpful for calming down the mind. And this is one example of how amethyst can be worked with to support that kind of a shift that we may be exploring. Now, this is a piece of an amethyst cluster, a small cluster, easily placed next to a bedside table, perhaps next to someplace in your office or where your place of work or in your home. It is this wonderful stone that has a frequency to draw down those spiritual energies and help to clear out and balance the mind, especially the brow chakra somewhat, but particularly the crown chakra. So when we're working with a stone for meditation purposes, I would say that amethyst is an ideal stone to work with, particularly when you're first starting out and you're curious as to, I wonder what stone might be helpful to work with for meditation purposes. I would say amethyst is a great, great one. Here's an example of what's called banded amethyst. Now, banded amethyst is also known as chevron amethyst. It is a combination of both this purple quartz along with white quartz. And so the white quartz that's included as part of the chevron or banded amethyst brings in a different frequency set as well. And so we've got this divine white high spiritual frequency coming down along with the purple or the violet that resonates with that crown chakra. Here is an example of an amethyst point. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you have heard me talk about the points or the terminations. They help direct energy. So if I was going to choose to work with this particular piece of amethyst for meditation, if I was interested in helping to kind of clear out some fogginess, clear out imbalance and clutter in my mind, perhaps I would lay down, place this above my head with the point or the termination pointing away from my body. That would help clear. If I was, on the other hand, looking to draw these higher spiritual energies down into my energy field, into my crown chakra, then I would place the termination pointing towards my head. So there is no right or wrong way as to how to work with these stones, and you get a chance to just try different things out, see what works for you and what feels right. So if you're looking for a stone to support kind of this clearing out and this drawing down of this real high spiritual frequencies for meditation, amethyst is a great choice. The next stone that I brought to talk with you about is indigo gabbro. Now, indigo gabbro is a very high frequency stone. And when I'm talking about high frequency, I'm talking about frequencies that are very high up in the chakra column. We have our 7 chakras, and we have other energy centers or chakras that are actually above them. But we tend to talk a lot about the 7 chakras because those are the ones associated with our actual physical body. So indigo gabbro is this high vibrational stone. So it makes a wonderful stone to work with for the crown chakra, for the brow chakra, and for meditation purposes. The other unique thing, however, that I like to talk about with indigo gabbro is it has this wonderful balancing energy to it. So it has this balanced energy of both the active, young, let's do things energy, and the resting, quiet, allowing, let it be yin energies. So as we are settling into prayer time, as we're settling into meditation and wanting to be in that balanced point to work with these higher energies, indigo gabbro is a wonderful, wonderful stone to work with. Here's another example of it as well. Indigo gabbro resonates with the storm element. The storm element is about transformation and really clearing out and really creating a new, creating a space for this new possibility to be emerged. The next stone I'd like to talk about is a stone called Lapis Lazuli. Now, Lapis Lazuli is a stone that is oftentimes fairly well recognized. It's this beautiful, beautiful indigo blue. Indigo aligns with the brow chakra, that center of clarity and insight. And so when working specifically around meditation and spiritual health and wellness, and the ability to remove obstacles. It's as if putting on a clean pair of glasses compared to glasses that are all muddied up and kind of smeared. That is the energy and the frequency of Lapis Lazuli. Now, this is a particular sphere, so to work with that, you could put it perhaps on a little ring or a tiny little stand. Sphere-shaped stones that have been shaped in this way radiate out those frequencies of the stone in all directions. This would be, for example, a wonderful meditation stone if perhaps you wanted to place it in front of you and gaze upon it or focus upon it with very soft eyes and welcome in the energies that we're radiating in. Here's another example of a piece of Lapis Lazuli. It's fairly hard stone, so it can be shaped and polished. This one is easy to slip perhaps in a pillowcase before going to sleep, opening up that brow chakra, opening up those upper energy centers to be able to be cleared out so that more of that insight and guidance that is received during dream time can trickle into your conscious awareness once you're awake. Another stone that I find to be a wonderful meditation stone is snowflake obsidian. Now, snowflake obsidian is actually volcanic glass. It's not a true crystal. It has been created so quickly that it hasn't had time to set up an internal structure as many of the other stones and crystals do as they grow and develop over a much, much, much longer period of time. So we've got this snowflake obsidian that draws down the spiritual energies from the heavens, yet it actually resonates with the earth chakra, or the earth element, and that root chakra, which draws those spiritual energies all the way down through our entire energy field and really gets them settled deep down in our root chakra, which helps us then be able to integrate those spiritual energies in a way that is quite relevant and meaningful to us. So when we're working with a stone, here's another example of the snowflake obsidian, and we really are seeking the opportunity, seeking the guidance to be able to draw in those higher spiritual insights into aspects of our life so that they really are able to be accessed and that we can really benefit from them. Snowflake obsidian would be an example of a stone that could be really helpful with that. Now, if you're interested in learning more about what the earth element is about and how to work with earth element stones for healing, just check out my video where I speak more to that issue. So keep in mind that as we are working on deepening our spiritual practices, as we are settling into a prayer life, into a meditation practice, what our focus and intent is ultimately is to quiet and still ourselves so that we can draw upon the abundance of spiritual energies that are being showered upon us at all times and really integrate them into our lived experience. We can all have wonderful meditation practices and experiences, yet if we're not able to carry those insights and awarenesses with us out into the world, we've kind of missed a little bit of a piece. And so I think it's really helpful to keep in mind that we have stones such as snowflake obsidian that can help us. It's almost as if it's like a both and. It both draws in and welcomes those spiritual energies, and it grounds it down into that root chakra. The final stone that I brought to talk with you about today is sodalite. Now, sodalite is a stone that also resonates with the wind element. And so we've got this stone that helps to focus on calming and clearing the mind. We all have a lot of competing energies going on in our brain at any given time. And as we learn through our meditation practices and through our approaches to living a very present moment, mindful experience in life, we're learning to be less connected with all the chaos and clutter around us and more centered within us. And for me, sodalite is a very gentle stone that can help with that. The other thing sodalite is very helpful with is supporting healing at a subconscious level. So when we think about the subconscious, I think of it as if there's just this little bit of this border, and here's the subconscious with all of the answers we seek, with so much guidance, with so much insight, with so much awareness, yet it's really hard for us to access that consciously. Sodalite is an example of a stone that can actually work at that subconscious level when it comes to spiritual healing and help those healing energies and the healing that we're doing shift into a level of consciousness so that we can be more aware of that which is arising and to do the healing work around that. Here's another example of a piece of sodalite. Again, a fairly hard stone, so it can be tumbled. Another example, easily slipped into a pillowcase, slipped into a pocket, perhaps held in one of your hands during a meditation, laying down, placed above your head, on your brow chakra, on your heart chakra, all kinds of different ways to work with the meditation stones. So you can see of these 5 stones I have brought to talk a bit about today, we do have a wide range of properties. We have the spiritual energies being drawn down and cleared out with the amethyst. We have this powerful transformational high frequency energy of indigo gabbro, yet very balanced energy. We have the Lapis Lazuli and its ability to help clear and open that brow chakra very gently at a very natural process rather than forcing any one of our chakras open. Much, much, much more effective in the long run, very helpful to allow all of these centers to open and clear and balance naturally through our own healing work. Lapis is a great stone as an example that can help open up that brow chakra to see more clearly what's going on within our life. We have in the snowflake obsidian this showering down of the spiritual energies and those energies being drawn all the way down into that root chakra through the grounding work that that earth element brings to us. And then the sodalite working extremely gently at that subconscious level, allowing those opportunities for learning to pop up above the surface so that we can do intentional healing work about what is holding us back, whether it is at a spiritual level or in any other aspect of our life. So if you have any questions about any of the stones that I have discussed, feel free to email me. You can send me a chat through my webpage. If you've got meditation stones at home, you're not exactly sure what their properties are, you can sure go out to my website, go to my store, to my gemstone page, and then just search for your particular stones that you're working with. You'll get a little bit better sense of which elements they're aligned with and what properties they bring to your healing work. If you feel that this video has been helpful to you and may be helpful to others, feel free to forward it. You can go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and then you will be one of the first to know when I post a new video. And I wish you much grace and deep, deep healing as you work with crystals and gemstones to support your spiritual health. Be well.